Hey everyone, Charlene here. Today I'm creating a fun interactive large tag. It absolutely could be used for a card or even a holiday ornament, which is so fun. I'm using the Lovely Layers coat dies, which create this really fun holiday coat that is interactive, where the sides of the coat open up and you can see it's this lovely Santa style coat. You could choose other colors, of course. And I'm going to pair this up with the Lovely Layers coat holiday add-on. And this just creates some fun little additions on the coat. You've got some fur lining and different things like that. So I thought it would be fun to use this. So let's start by picking some cardstock out. I grabbed some dark red and some white cardstock. I'm going to use the second from largest base piece from the white cardstock and then the larger base piece, as well as the two coat flaps I'm going to cut from the dark red. I'll set these aside, and I've brought in several dies now here from that holiday add-on set. I'm going to cut the interior neck area from that same dark red cardstock, and then for all of those fluffy furry white accents, I'll cut those out of white cardstock. There are two different belt styles. I'm going with the more rustic one, so I'm going to cut the belt buckle from some brushed metallic gold cardstock. And then I have black cardstock here for the mittens as well as the main part of the belt. So I'll cut these out. Got everything cut out here. I'm going to set aside the larger red base piece, and then here I have the white base piece that's a little bit smaller. I'll grab the two red coat flaps, and I'm going to start here. There are score lines along the edges. I'm going to start by folding over these tabs. I'll do that for the second coat flap as well. Then taking that coat flap and adding glue to the inside of those tabs. This is going to wrap around the base piece. So I'll grab the base piece and just lay it right over those two tabs. It's going to line up perfectly and hold it down so that they adhere. I'm going to grab a bone folder so I can make sure those scored lines are nice and burnished, and also to ensure everything adheres well. So you can see it creates this fun little opening flap. I'll do the same now with the right hand side. So starting out by adding some glue to the inside of those two little flaps and tucking it underneath that base piece and just folding it over and making sure everything lines up. So I can kind of wiggle it around until it's in the right spot. Then using my bone folder again to adhere everything down and to reinforce those score lines. I have a magnetic glass mat, which is really handy. So I'm going to grab my magnets and just kind of hold those pieces in place while they dry. Then I'll grab these two large kind of squiggly looking pieces in the white. These are going to create the fur trimming that goes along the edges of those coat flaps. I'll start by adding some glue right along the edge of the flap on the right hand side. I'm going to avoid that bottom corner though, because those little fur pieces kind of have a curve to them. So I want to try and make sure none of that glue squishes out where I don't want it. So I'll just lay our little curvy piece along the edge of the flap. Now I can add glue along the left hand coat flap and layer the fur right along the left hand side. So now we have this fun little cute detail on those edges. Because I want my coat to be extra fluffy, I'm bringing in the two bottom fluffy fur pieces here, and I'll just layer these right over the top of the smaller one, adding glue along the edge and then popping the right hand one over just so that it goes down below the edge of the coat. I'll do the same thing here on the left hand side, adding glue along the top of that left fur piece and then just layering the foofy kind of fur piece on top. For the neck pieces, I'm going to layer one on top of the other, and I'm actually going to flip over the white piece and I'm going to add some small foam squares to the back of it. Then I can remove the release tape on these, line up the two pieces just using my fingertips, going all the way around the piece and then gently dropping it down on top of the other. The added foam actually adds some really nice dimension. It makes it look like that neck is sitting up. I've grabbed the large base piece here. I'll bring in the two side pieces of fur. You can tell what side is what just based on kind of how they curve up. And so I'll take the right hand one, layer it right over there, and just making sure that none of the base of that coat arm is showing. I'll do the same thing here on the left hand side, adding some glue and then placing the piece so that it wraps around that red portion and doesn't show any on the bottom. I'll grab my 2 mittens, add some glue along the top, and then tuck it back behind the sleeve area so that it peeks out from underneath the sleeve. Now, if you wanted to make sure that these did not show very much on the back, you could layer the mitten first onto the coat sleeve and then put the white fur on top of it. It didn't really bother me, so I was not worried about that. I'll take the left one here and tuck that in as well. Now we have our 2 cute mittens all ready to go. I can take our piece here that we created with the coat flaps, just adding some glue here all the way along the back. Then this will line up right along the center of our base. So the neck portion will match that neck portion there on the very base piece. Putting some magnets on while this dries, and I'll grab my neck piece. I can add glue to the base portion that's the neck. I don't want to add it to the back of the separate neck piece because then I might get excess glue that I don't want. Holding it so it kind of looks like an upside down triangle, and then just holding it in place while it dries for a moment. Now I can put together the belt. So grabbing the gold buckle here, adding some glue to the back of it, it's going to layer right over that same spot on the black portion of the belt that is the same shape. Adding some glue just to the belt portion on the back. I'm stopping where the buckle is because I want to make sure I don't add too much glue. Then I'll just line this up right along the edge of the main body coat area. I'll do the same thing here for the right hand side of the belt, adding glue on the back. I'm not going to take it all the way to the edge. I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap there just because I want to make sure it does not have too much glue and then glue down our flaps. You don't want that to happen. So I'll make sure those belts match up with each side, and that creates this absolutely adorable little Santa coat here. I love that the sides open up on this. You absolutely could send this as a card. It will fit perfectly into an A2 sized envelope. I'm going to actually turn it into a tag. So I'm going to grab something here to punch a hole through the neck. So I have my crocodile here. It's a little hard to see on camera, but I'm just lining it up so that it will punch out a hole right there in the center of our little coat. Pop that out and we have a perfect little hole there. Now I've got some gold metallic twine here, nothing fancy. Gonna take a little piece off of there and tie the ends in a little loop knot. Once it's tied, I can take the other side portion here and pop that through the back of the hole that I punched out. I'll open that circle back up and then tuck the little 2 tail pieces through and pull that out. Here is our finished put together tag. It's super cute. You can write your message in there or stamp something if you wanted to. And I wanted to show you, just to give you a sense of sizing here. Here is an A2 size card base. You could easily put this onto a card base and add a cute little sentiment like the one I have here. This is from the Simply Stated Holiday Stamps and Dies. So that would look super cute. You could use a patterned paper background. You also could hang this on a wine bottle or something like that as a hostess gift. Lots of different options. I love that this set only takes a few dies and is super quick, and you create this really fun interactive piece. And like I said, I did it Santa style, but you absolutely could do this in just a fun winter color scheme. All right, you guys, I hope that you picked up some tips and tricks today. Please be sure to like and subscribe, as well as hit that notification bell so that you'll know about future videos here on the Honeybee Stamps YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.